I am Little Ed.
You are.
I am.
I am Dr. John.
In the flesh. Alive and kicking.
Dr. John.
Listen up already.
Yep.
You can email us at Gmail at drjohn@gmail.com. We're on Rumble and YouTube. Tune in, tell your friends, family, even ones that would probably hate our content, tell them you.
YouTube.
Together there are force.
Did you? You said it.
I think I did.
I didn't hear you.
Pull that beautiful footage.
All right. So,
All right. So here we are, Saturday afternoon show. Go Buckeyes.
Hey, they were winning 31-14 when I
Yeah.
Shut it off.
Still 31-14. We're lucky the Browns have a bye this week, so they'll only
screw
lose by
the
7.
Browns. And we're not talking about the Browns. Nobody liked us talking about the Browns. We didn't get much views on it. They were like, don't talk about.
Well, that's because they're passionate as we are. They don't like to hear that they suck. You know, I don't like saying it, but it needed to be said. Horrible, horrible.
Okay.
Okay,
So
we're going to discuss the government shutdown today.
again,
Yeah, because there's been a lot of stuff online about it and stuff as far regarding who's at fault, why it's happening, this, that, and the other.
so let me ask you: do you really believe this crap? All the Democrats are saying, "Well, the Republicans are responsible and starving." Now it's starving the children.
Oh, they're always over the hill on their emotional stuff, but the fact of the matter remains, John, that you need 60 votes in the Senate to pass anything.
So we got to make people understand what's going on here, because I don't think they catch it, what is happening. And for this particular bill to pass, we need 60 votes.
Exactly.
Because it can't be just a simple majority of 51 wins. It's
Right.
got to be 60.
A supermajority, exactly.
Supermajority. People don't understand it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So in order to pass this particular CR bill, 60 votes. Well, there's only 53 Republicans. They own the House and they own the Senate, but there's only 53.
And a clean CR bill is basically just to keep the government open. It's so they can get back to negotiating what money goes to what. The legislative branch is who determines where the money goes. It's not President Trump. It's not these federal judges that keep popping up and running off at the mouth. It's the legislative branch of our government that decides who gets what. They hold the purse.
And they're trying to just extend current expenditures of what they had going on already, just to keep extending them out. But it's only going to go to November 21st, which I don't understand.
Right. Well,
and then they'll be arguing about it again, and pretty soon all we do is argue about the spending. We don't do any good. Does
first
that
of all,
make sense
John,
to you?
it was the Democrats that put the end of this, when this would run out anyway, for these subsidies for the Obamacare. It was their plan that they were going to run these out.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying the CR bill was good. This new one they're trying to sign was good till November 21st.
Right. Well, it's just to get them back in session so they can negotiate.
Again,
Right.
and then what they do, extend it to January 21st?
Well, hopefully they come up with a budget plan, in that time frame.
Okay, so we need a budget plan.
Well, that and among other things.
But to put it simply, though, I'm not going over this bullshit of all the Republicans. We're starving the children, because I've heard too many Democrats go, well, we got leverage here. We got leverage here because we could starve the children out and make them look bad. And that's pretty much what they're doing. They don't give a shit about the people. They just want their $1.5 trillion. As far as that, what are you looking at now? Bringing something up?
I'm just looking at, just seeing exactly what the numbers are as of what. As far
But
as,
did you hear the things that they're looking to give money to?
Oh, I know. Well, it's a lot of the things is what the American people voted Donald Trump in to get rid of, like these crazy funding for transgender studies in Guatemala. I don't know them exactly. I've heard them 100 times, John, but.
The Speaker, Johnson, got up and he explained a bunch of them right there on the podium, what
Right.
they were wanting to send money to. Ridiculous bullshit. A lot of this stuff, I believe, is made up. Okay, and they're saying they're sending $6 million here and they're sending $7 million here and 50. I don't believe that those places are actually getting all that money. I
Right.
believe they're saying they're sending that and they're piping that money back around in a money laundering scheme.
Without a doubt.
And putting it in their pockets.
Without
That's
a
what I
doubt.
believe is happening, because it's ridiculous to think that we got to send $6 million to some country for transgender studies and bullshit. What sort of study?
Well, they're also wanting PBS and NPR all refunded again. Trump took the funding away from those guys.
A lot of those public broadcasting things.
Right, and they were just basically
Well, they're wasting the money.
Democrat propaganda media sites is all they were. They
Well-
shouldn't, they don't deserve to get public taxpayer money
And
because they're
has-
one-sided. They're not partisan in any way, shape, or
Well,
form.
this is true, and has anybody investigated where those public broadcasting system places actually spent all the money?
No.
Have we seen the documents of where the money goes?
Well, here's what happens, John, is the government allots them this many millions or billions of dollars or whatever it is. And then those same agencies like turn around and then donate millions and millions of dollars.
Back to the Democratic
Exactly,
Party.
Exactly. And
Which
it-
is bullshit. That's tax dollars being donated for a political run, which it's insane. It doesn't make any sense
Well,
at all.
if it's a taxpayer-funded anything, it should not be partisan. It should be a complete nonpartisan situation.
Exactly.
They shouldn't be giving money to one side or the other.
And Hakeem Jeffries, he keeps
hold
getting
on.
up there saying,
I need my head dance. You caught me off guard.
he keeps getting on that camera. He's the badass, and he's gonna. The Republicans are doing this, and they won't negotiate. And they won't negotiate, which is a bunch of bullshit.
I think he needs to lay off the ganja. Every time you look at Hakeem Jeffries, his eyes
looks
are like
stoned,
down
don't
here.
he?
He looks like he's just smoked some
He looks
high-powered
like he
shit.
smokes a lot of weed. I think he does.
He's stupid. Him and Cory Booker are just in it to get famous like AOC. They don't really give two shits about the American public. They just care about getting in front of that camera and performing.
And it is political theater. They're all pretty much actors. There's not anybody in there that really gives a shit about the American people or whether the children
Agreed.
are starving, whether people are getting food, whether they're getting help. They despise those people.
Exactly.
But they use them to get a vote.
Right. Well, and people are starting to wake up to it, and you're hearing all kinds of different numbers as how many foreign nationals are getting SNAP benefits and everything, and I've heard as high as 59%, and I heard somebody say it's only 10%. I don't give a shit if it's 2%. These people have their own governments that can take care of them. It should not be the responsibility of the American taxpayer
And-
to feed these guys or cover their health care. We have our own people that we
And
need to take care of.
Maxine Waters says, well, we're worried about the health care for all the people,
Well,
every
I'm not.
person's health. Well, I am. Now, I think if you're sick or something and you're going to die and you show up to the hospital, don't give a shit what's happened, they should treat you.
Well,
You shouldn't die.
if you're here, yes. But I don't
Okay.
think they should be importing these. If you're going to import the third world, you're going to turn into the third
They're
world.
calling ambulances because they got a cold and everything else and stupid shit. People
Right.
going in and getting, and do it in
Well,
ridiculous stuff.
They're bound to take care of these people by the Hippocratic oath. If they come into the emergency room, they have no choice but to treat them.
Well, and I believe that's a good thing because there's probably some people who would die if they didn't get treated.
That's their health insurance, though. That's the illegal immigrants' health insurance. They go in there and they get treated, and we're on the hook to pay for it. So, and I don't want to see anybody die either. I don't want to see anybody starve to death either, John. But
No.
this whole SNAP program needs to be
Well, it needs to be
redone
looked
completely.
into. What's going on? We have so much waste and we get so much taken.
And sometimes you just have to yank that Band-Aid off. Sometimes you just have to do it. You just can't keep pushing, kicking the can down the road. This is where we've gotten by kicking the can down the road for 40 years. You know what I mean? We went from 17 million people on food stamps just 15 years ago to over 42
I'm
million
trying to
now.
figure that out. 40 million people.
Right.
That is a lot of people.
That is a lot of
to
people.
to be on the food program.
And how fast it is.
Where did they come from?
Well, it's kind of like the same philosophy out in Yellowstone. Do not feed the bears, because then they become dependent
Yeah,
on
well,
you.
I'm not going to go there, but I'm saying, where did the 40 million come from? I mean, that can't be just because of people in the country having hard times. They've brought that into the country.
Well, you have.
And I think that's where you're talking about the immigrants. I'll bet
Right.
you, I'm going to speculate, but I'll bet you 50%, 40 to 50% are probably people that immigrated over here illegally and
Right.
they're on it. And it's probably half.
And you probably got.
I could be wrong.
I think.
I'm going to speculate.
I've seen numbers that are that.
Because of the way it's drastically increased and the way illegal immigration is drastically increased,
And then
kind of fits together with using common sense thinking that say, this has increased so dramatically, but so has our illegal immigration.
You have that, and also you have generational welfare recipients. People that grew up on what their parents were on the welfare program.
Well, that's what they know.
Exactly. And that's by design, in my opinion.
It's kind of like being a Democrat. The people in the family always been a Democrat, so you're a Democrat.
Right.
And the Democrat thing and they think, they don't even know why.
I know, right?
They just know Grandpappy was a Democrat, and my dad and mom was a Democrat.
It all started when they were carpetbaggers back in the Civil War.
The face of the Democratic Party is changing.
Yeah, well, look at what's happening in New York City. They're on the verge of electing.
I hope they get that
communist.
son of a bitch,
Me
because
too.
it's going to wake a lot of people up when they see what he does.
Well,
and they deserve him. I'm going to just condemn the people, but they vote for him. They deserve this piece of shit.
I was looking into this, John, and back in the 70s, New York City actually went bankrupt. And because of that, it went bankrupt. They basically gave the powers to the state, whether they could raise taxes in the city or not. So Zoran Mandumi wants to raise the taxes.
I call him Mandarin Orange.
Yeah, but he can't do it without Kathy Hochul, the governor. You know what I mean?
They're all for this guy.
So what's going to happen is there's going to be an even bigger power struggle going on with the communists and the Democrats. And this is what happened. The extreme leftists have taken over the Democratic Party, and that's why we got the shutdown right now.
Exactly.
Moderate Democrats are afraid to stand up to the AOCs and the Island Omars and the.
You see who won't endorse Mandarin Orange?
Who? Fetterman? No.
Schumer.
Oh, Schumer? Really?
He won't give him his endorsement.
Huh.
Jeffries has, and
Schumer's going to be primaried by AOC for his Senate seat next time around. So I'm surprised he's not kissing all their asses.
Schumer won't give him his full endorsement, though, or anything.
Well, we'll see what happens. He's saying he's going to make the buses free and faster. We're talking about a public transit.
He's a
They're
radical
$70 million in debt every year.
He's a radical Muslim trying to be the mayor of the biggest city in the country.
A 33-year-old radical Muslim.
He wasn't even born here. He got imported here, like in 2018?
From Uganda.
I think he came over in 2018. Now he's going to be
Something
mayor.
like that.
How the hell does that work? How do you be living in another country, come over and 7 years later be mayor of the largest city in the country? How the hell does that happen?
Because
that should never happen.
New York City's made up mainly of foreign
But we've
people.
got too many of these foreign nationalists that come over here, and right away they decide they're going to be citizens, and right away they get into our politics.
Yep.
That is how you take a country over.
Oh, yeah. Well,
These people, they shouldn't be in our politics. We should
I agree.
You say I'm homophobe or whatever, some kind of phobic, whatever. That should not happen. We should not be letting foreign nationals come over and get, especially in our Senate and our House. They shouldn't be allowed. You should have to be just like the president. You should be an American-born citizen.
It was also brought to the attention that he lied on his immigration forms to come to this country to begin with. Alan Omar did the same thing. These people should immediately be walked right to the door and sent back to wherever they came from. If you lied to
they
get
could live here, but they shouldn't be in our politics.
If you lied to get in this country to begin with, that's the same as swimming across the river, in my
you shouldn't be here
opinion.
if you're lying and you filled out the forms all wrong.
And if he wasn't a rich kid, he would still be in line trying to get into this country, plain and simple.
But he shouldn't be running for mayor.
He comes from a
damn straight.
He comes from a rich family. So that's why he's a trust fund baby, and he's standing up there complaining about the rich are too rich and they need to pay more.
Oh, and he's guaranteeing everybody free stuff. You offer assholes free stuff and they jump right on it.
Well, I like the fact that he's going to take over the grocery stores. He's going to have government-run grocery stores.
Yeah, that's going to work good.
Yeah, well, it's working really good for him now.
They ain't going to have no bacon, though. You ain't going to buy no bacon in New York. No bacon.
I think that was racist. I'm not sure. But, I mean, if you think about what's happening right now with the government food assistance program and how everybody's like, we're going to starve. Imagine when the government's in control of your food. This is what happens to you.
They want control of everything. I saw a cute little video on the Facebook thing where they were talking about that, and people going up to get their, you were denied, you've traveled too much this month, and you're not allowed to go anywhere. And they went there, you're denied because you've ate too much, and we're not going to let you buy any more food. Oh, you're denied because you've talked too much in your phone. We're not letting you conversate anymore because you've used up your minutes. Oh, you've used up your carbon credits. You're denied. And that's what it'll be.
Yep.
Government telling you every little thing you can do if we let this happen.
Yep, that's the
and
communist
people go,
way.
you're crazy.
No.
No, I'm not crazy. I'm thinking about it. And you need to open your eyes up and realize what they're trying to do.
And it's always like, well, this socialism is going to be different than the last socialism.
Socialism has never worked anywhere.
No, but not this time, John. It's going to be better this time. It's going to work this time, just like the last 50 times, because they say that every time.
You know how I'm going to compare that. I'm going to tell you how this works. You ever get something with a screwdriver and you're going to take the screw out and you hold it in your hand like this and you push and
jam your hand,
and it always slips off and it sticks you in the hand.
Yes,
You know how many freaking times I did that before I finally just said, oh, wait a minute. I know what's going to happen. Let's find something to put this in. I must have done it at least a dozen times, maybe more. Oh, I could do it this time. I can do it. Oh. Now I go like this. I go, oh, I know better.
A little alarm goes off.
I got to find something to put this in, and I know better. I don't even try it no more because I know I'm going to stick my hand.
But part of me hopes that he does get elected. And just so people can see, I mean, every once in a while, I think America needs to be reminded just how shit lousy socialism is. You know, and
I can't think of a better place for it than New York City.
Me either. Maybe Chicago, but they're kind of there already anyway. But you know, it is what it is. I can't believe people are voting for this guy. I mean, just the fact of what he's saying. I believe it's complete socialist.
Well, what kills me is they don't even investigate who he is.
Right.
They're just hearing him say, I'm going to give you a free bussy, and I'm going to fix up your food and control prices, and I'm going to make the rent cheaper. So I'm going to control rent. Now, the only way you can control rent is going to be to subsidize it.
Right. Well, what's going to happen? He's going to control rent.
He's not going to be able to make landlords go, well, you're only allowed to charge them $200 a month.
The whole idea of that, John,
instead of your $400 a month,
is to take them properties. Because if the landlord won't abide by the rules that they want,
they'll just take the property.
They'll just take the property.
They could maybe do that. That'd be interesting.
And here's another aspect of it is,
and then it'll turn into shit housing because
it's going to turn to shit housing anyway.
Nobody's going to want to take care of it if the government owns it, and they're not going to spend no money, and it'll just get worse and worse, and pretty soon everybody be living in slums worse than they are.
It's happened 100 times.
About it.
When they put caps on stuff like this, the services don't get capped. You still got to pay a plumber to come fix it.
Anytime the government gets involved, the prices go up and everything turns to shit.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
It never works out where everything's all peaches and cream.
Ronald Reagan's 9 most feared words.
Yeah, I'm here to help you.
Hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to
Everybody wants a bureaucrat at their front door, I'm telling you.
Right.
Hooray! There's a bureaucrat here.
But once they put a cap on rent, then the landlord won't be able to afford to pay.
I don't even like the dog warden showing up at my house.
Yeah. I don't want a dog warden at my house. I don't want any government official at my house.
He found out I didn't want the dog warden showing up at my house either. He didn't like it.
Yeah, I'm good on the dog warden. But, yeah, I mean, all over Facebook you see people. I don't know how people are still this ignorant as far as thinking.
Well, you can't believe, I'm telling you, everything I see on Facebook, I go back and I look it up, and I can't find hiding their hair. Nothing of this bullshit I see on Facebook. Even shit about the Browns, I don't care what it is. It's all made up lies. Right. It's nothing but stories. They're just making up stories, period. Yep. Gaslighting people, trying to make them believe bullshit.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. There's not one bit of truth on there.
Nope.
It's got a picture and big words by it. It's a lie.
Yep.
Period.
Pretty much that's about the gist of it.
You can't believe it. And don't get sucked into it. Share. Oh, I got to share this. Look at this. Because it's a lie. And you look stupid because I've done it. And I'm like, oh, God, I look stupid. I just shared a lie. And I'm trying to get up there and race it. This is stupid. I did something stupid. That's the way it is.
Usually if I'm sharing it, it's stupid. I don't believe anything. You know, I'll look in things. I'm kind of a talk radio junkie, so I listen to a lot of talk radio.
Got my Scooby-Doo shirt on for the party.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody knew that Shaggy was a stoner.
I mean, just look at Scooby's eyes. Scooby is a stoner, too.
But nobody ever realized that Shaggy was a stoner.
Well, you know, so you remember Tom and Jerry, right?
I never realized it till I got older.
You remember Tom had that cousin? What was his name? The real fast mouse. He was a stoner, too.
That's Jerry.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry, yeah. His cousin would show up, and he was always like, his eyes are all droopy and stuff. He's dragging his guitar. All right, well, we're getting off subject there. But
Yeah, well,
back to the shutdown.
sometimes we
I
do
think it's
that.
going to be early next week, and it's going to be an over and done with, providing that the government
Do
doesn't
you know
find a
anything
way
about this
to.
nuclear option they were talking about?
Well, the nuclear option is to
Kill the
get rid of the
filibuster.
filibuster.
What do they mean? Does that mean permanently get rid of the filibuster?
Most likely. And you don't want to do that because then when these dipshits get in charge,
They can do it too.
right, they're going to be making everybody.
Try to filibuster and.
Right, and it's just a bad idea. I mean, it'd be nice to have it now, but on down the line, if these guys were ever to get back in power, we'd be screwed, because we would have government-run grocery store, everything they're about to do to New York City, we'd have it in the entire country. So you'd have people shitting on the sidewalks and living in homeless encampments and all that stuff that you see in every Democrat-led city in the country. And that's every one of them, no matter, even if it's in a red state.
I wonder how long this shutdown's going to go. You know what I
Next week.
understand?
It'll be open next week.
They're talking that, I don't get it. You can't fund the SNAP programs and you can't do, Trump was going to go ahead and, he said he's going to go ahead and
Well, he's got emergency.
dole out money for
Yeah,
it.
he's got emergency funds that he can allot to whatever he wants. But I'm not sure if that's even the right idea. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, sometimes you just got to pull the Band-Aid off and take care of it. I'm sorry. I mean, I feel sorry for the disabled people and for the elderly people and for these people that just can't work, you know, for whatever reason. But there, you know, there's a lot of people that can. There's a lot of people that are on these programs that have no business being on these programs. That just, you know, they lay around and watch TV all day while we're working, you know. And those people need to be sought out and forced to be, you know, that's kind of what Trump did with the work requirement, which is kind of one of the reasons, one of the things that the Democrats don't want. They don't want there to be a work requirement.
I seen the judge just put up a pitch and a bitch because we're not going to be able to have voter ID, proof of citizenship for voting is wrong. He's not going to allow that. That's bullshit.
Well, first of all, a federal judge does not merit the authority. As I was saying, the federal judge does not, or he doesn't hold the merit, he doesn't have the power to tell the executive branch or the legislative branch what to do. He's simply a federal judge anyway. A Supreme Court justice, the Supreme Court may have a lot of sway as far as stating their opinions on things, but a federal judge is just that. You know, he's got his own area that he oversees, and that's it. He does not have any authority whatsoever over the executive office.
Yeah, that's all cool. This lying about who's starving these, the theatrics of this starving the children and starving the people, and the Republicans are doing it is crazy.
Right. Well, of course it is.
When you got 53 Republicans voting yes to pass the bill, and one freaking Democrat and two independents, and you're still short votes because they won't allow the Democrats, and you know, they follow the party lines, and they won't allow them to go ahead and open the government. Just open the government up. You know what I understand? Pass that bill, and the things they're bitching about, okay, now that you've got the government going in, get on the floor, state your case, and start lobbying for those things you want, and see if you can get it passed. They know they can't get that shit passed.
Absolutely. But they want to force them to bring it in anyway, just so they can open the government.
Well, they need to put it out there so the American people can hear what things they want. I want to hear what you want. I don't want you just sliding it through without in silence, adding it to this bill. Well, what things do you want? Put it out there so we can see the things you're asking for, not, oh, we want this pork added to this bill. Sweep it under the rug. That's what they're doing. They're trying to pull a fast one
Right,
here.
and the sad part is, John, is that stuff is available. You can find that stuff, but most people want to just pick up their phones and look at Facebook and believe what Hakeem Jeffries says.
If it's things that we need and they're bound, you know, if it's healthcare issues, then let's pass this bill. Let's get on there and discuss this thing and negotiate and find out what's going on. Let people hear what's going on. Decide if they think it's a good thing, but they don't want to do that.
Well, it had a lot to do with COVID. There was a lot of subsidies that were, you know, thrown out there during the COVID pandemic, and the Democrats want to keep those in place, even though we're you know, I think COVID's now like 27th or 28th on the list for killing people now. So, you know, it's down there around chickenpox, you know. So
well, people getting the flu again. They didn't get the flu there while we had COVID. Not one person got the flu.
Well, that was all a big scam anyway. I mean, we've done a show about that, and it's just, you know, it's the same thing, kind of what we're talking about. People are just so gullible.
People open up your eyes
so
and see what they're lying, how they're telling you this stuff. I'm going to tell you, I'm not hardcore big backing Republican. I'm leaning Republican way because they make it way more sense
The other side is crazy.
than what Democrats are doing, okay? And not that I trust them all either. I don't trust them all, but they are making more sense than the Democrat side. The Democrat side trying to pull fast ones, trying to do bullshit, and they care more about foreign people.
As I was saying, the
Yeah.
federal judge does not, or he doesn't hold the merit, he doesn't have the power to tell the executive branch or the legislative branch what to do. He's simply a federal judge anyway. A Supreme Court justice, the Supreme Court may have a lot of sway as far as stating their opinions on things, but a federal judge is just that. He's got his own area that he oversees, and that's it. He does not have any authority whatsoever over the executive office.
Yeah, that's all cool. This lying about who's starving these, the theatrics of this starving the children, the starving the people, and the Republicans are doing it is crazy.
Right. Of course it is.
When you got 53 Republicans voting yes to pass the bill, and one freaking Democrat and 2 independents, and you're still short votes because they won't allow the Democrats, and they follow the party lines, and they won't allow them to go ahead and open the government. Just open the government. You know what I understand? Pass that bill, and the things they're bitching about, okay, now that you've got the government going in, get on the floor, state your case, and start lobbying for those things you want, and see if you can get it passed. They know they can't get that shit passed.
Absolutely. But they want to force them to bring it in anyway, just so they can open the government.
Well, they need to put it out there so the American people can hear what things they want. I want to hear what you want. I don't want you just sliding it through without, in silence, adding it to this bill. Well, what things do you want? Put it out there so we can see the things you're asking for, not, oh, we want this pork added to this bill. Sweep it under the rug. That's what they're doing. They're trying to pull a fast one
Right.
here.
And the sad part is, John, is that stuff is available. You can find that stuff, but most people want to just pick up their phones and look at Facebook and believe what Hakeem Jeffrey says.
If it's things that we need and they're bound, if it's healthcare issues, then let's pass this bill. Let's get on there and discuss this thing and negotiate and find out what's going on. Let the people hear what's going on.
Right.
Decide if they think it's a good thing, but they don't want to do that.
Well, it had a lot to do with COVID. There was a lot of subsidies that were thrown out there during the COVID pandemic, and the Democrats want to keep those in place, even though we're I think COVID's now like 27th or 28th on the list for killing people now. So, it's down there around chicken pox, So
well, people getting the flu again. They didn't get the flu there while we had COVID. Not one person got the flu.
Well, that was all a big scam anyway. I mean, we've done a show about that, it's just it's the same thing, kind of what we're talking about. People are just so gullible.
People, open up your eyes
so
and see what they're lying, how they're telling you this stuff. I'm going to tell you, I'm not hardcore big backing Republican. I'm leaning Republican way because they make it way more sense.
The other side is crazy
than what Democrats are doing. Okay, and. Not that I trust them all either. I don't trust them all, but they are making more sense than the Democrat side. The Democrat side trying to pull fast ones, trying to do bullshit, and they care more about foreign people.
I'm going to see if Joe Lyons would be interested in
Can't afford to pay anybody.
Kicking it. Anyway, we're having some technical difficulties, so we're going to...
Yeah, a bunch of them. I'm getting sick of this equipment malfunction stuff.
We're going to end the show here, and just don't buy into everything you're being told, especially if it's coming from the left. These guys they've got their own agenda, and it's not the American people. That's just the gist of it. So, screw the government, and I'm Little Ed. John's hooking up.
I'm Dr. John. Yeah, sometimes it gets discouraging. Huh?
We're going to get a guy. We got to get a guy.
I don't know if we're going to get a guy.
We're going to get a guy. We're going to get a guy.
Yeah.
And Dr. John.
Till next week.
I got this shit to work.
All right. I know. That's kind of cool. So we might have a guest next week, so we'll see.
Yeah, we're going to start getting some guests on and stuff. Shut the hell up, Brunsey.
That's John's dog.
Thanks for watching. See you guys next week. See, I'm in a good mood.
And Dr. John, gmail.com, email us, Rumble, YouTube, tune in, tell your buddies, friends, family, enemies, everybody, tell them all. See you next week.